Power posing and body language. That's what it was. Okay, so what about?
Is it
so what about them? Yeah, we're going now.
Okay, so like power pose and body language, like, I think that's more of, it's like waking up with a smile on your face, or walking around with a smile.
Keep going with what you're saying.
Okay,
I got to make a note.
It's almost like giving you the ability to trick yourself into feeling a certain way. So if I walk around like this, or a smile on my face versus this, it's gonna create a different, like, the people that are experiencing you are going to experience you differently depending on what you look like.
Okay, so that was going to be my question. I'm glad I had to write it down, or I was going to lose it.
Okay.
So when you power pose, or when you smile, or when you do all these things, these body language things, are they for you, or are they for them?
For me. First for me.
First for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to walk around with the frown on my face and then have everybody reciprocate it and give me a frown.
Well, who are you going to attract when you have a frown on your face?
No one. People I don't want to attract.
I think that you're going to attract the person who's like super empathetic. It's like, oh, that's so sad.
Or
so
like,
sad
what's wrong?
And
I hate when people say that.
Empathy is such a garbage.
Like, what's wrong?
Empathy is such a garbage guideline. Like, anybody who's screaming this empathy crap, like, I don't need to join you in your bullshit to be able to be a friend, or to care, or to anything. I don't have to join you there. Like, empathy, ridiculous.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Like, I don't have to, like, if you're drowning, I don't have to drown with you. I can reach my hand in the water and help you back out, but I don't have to drown with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think those are kind of similar. It's like the what we were talking about before, like the intangible, like inside stuff, like more confidence, more self-discipline, work ethic. That's more of the stuff that you're working on inside by yourself. But these are things that people can see day to day.
I do think what you focus on internally and what you grow in you, it shows outward, you know?
Well, and that is it's a discipline. It's like, I want to wake up feeling confident, so I walk around with a smile on my face. Yeah. It's kind of helping your mind.
Can we go a little bit into what you do every day versus what you do a few times a year?
What?
Well,
for example, what?
Like I was doing the time portion of I was writing the time portion for the book. So I was like talking about time inventory. That came out funny. Okay. But inventory of your time and figuring out where you spend your time. And I really think people should look at it like spending your time like you would spend $1. Because you're only going to get so many minutes in the day. All of us have the same amount of time. How are you going to spend them? But I was adding it up, like if you spend, let's say you spend 8 hours a day sleeping.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe an easier one would be.
What about in that podcast? How the dad and the son were
arguing,
going to the doctor. And he was like, well, me and my son, we argue about bedtime about 40 minutes every single day.
Right. That's what
he added it all up, and it was like, I don't know.
Yeah, 40 minutes a day.
6 weeks.
Alexa, what's 40... Wait, no.
40 times 365?
Right. Alexa, what's 40 times 365?
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Alexa, what is 40 times 365?
I'm pretty sure it was about 6 weeks.
The answer to your calculation is 14,600.
Alexa, what's 14,600 divided by 60?
By 60.
14,600 divided by 60 rounds to 243.333.
That means that in 1 year, that dad and son were arguing 243 hours. Now, 40 minutes a day. 40 minutes a day doesn't seem like much, but when it's every single day. Now, if you were to go on vacation, your vacation is going to last, let's say your vacation lasts 1 week. So you're going to spend 7 days on vacation. You can pretty much X out 1 day of that on each end for travel. So you're going to have 5 days of vacation. 5 days, what is that? Alexa, what's 24 times 5? What's that? That's 120.
24 multiplied by 5 equals 120.
Math in my head. That means I'm
Okay.
recovered. So
So
that's 120 hours. So
anyway-
which one is more important, your vacation or the 40 minutes per day that you argue with
So
yourself?
if you're able to recognize that this is something that's taking up like a significant chunk of time each day, and it's something that it's not productive, it's not you're not getting a better relationship with your son because you're doing that. You're focusing your energy on something that's not productive, and you need to find a way to change it
Yes.
as soon as you possibly can. Otherwise, it's going to eat up your entire time with your son.
Right.
So, taking the action to change some sort of daily routine
Yeah.
can give you back 6 weeks
Yeah.
of time.
And you always have to ask yourself about the change that you're making. Like some people talk about their job. Like if you don't, well, you're going to spend 8 hours a day at your job for 5 days a week, so it's 40 hours, and do that whole thing. But at the same time, are you going to a place? Are you allowing your work to negatively affect you, or are you not doing something like leaving your job might not be the best decision, right? Like you've got other responsibilities, stuff like that. So you can't just you have to ask yourself if this is the change, if this change is worthy. 40 minutes arguing with your son, yes, obviously, you need to do something about that.
So let's say, what if it was an hour a day of doing something that's not productive, I guess that's.
I think a better example is something that you hate doing, or something that you dislike. So, in that podcast, they were talking about there was a closet that was just really cluttered, and they had to go into that closet for 2 minutes. They were spending 2 minutes a day in that closet, grabbing something and going. So 2 minutes each day would be 14 minutes per week, and then they added up the number of hours, and then anyway,
What was in the closet?
I don't remember. It was just cluttered. It wasn't organized.
But you're spending that 2 minutes each day being somewhere where you hate being.
Exactly. And so they
Okay.
said as soon as they organized the closet, they spent about 10 seconds instead of 2 minutes in there every day, and they had a more pleasurable 10 seconds than the pissed off 2 minutes.
Well, yeah, that's
So it
focusing your
improves
energy
your life,
on
just-
something positive
Right.
rather than.
But this little tiny change improved this.
Yeah, and I don't think we realize that the little things, the little things, kind of affect us later on too. You're definitely not just spending 40 minutes arguing with your son. You're spending your night
Yeah.
stressed out,
Yeah. That was
kind of defeated because you weren't able to fix the solution.
It's kind of like she thinks I'm OCD, but the way I look at it is if I'm not willing to do the small things, how am I going to be able to do the big things?
Yeah.
Like if I'm not willing to tidy this up, how am I going to do? If I'm not going to be able to keep something small in order, how am I going to tackle something complicated? How am I going to tackle some big dream, something like that?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But you have to big blocks, little blocks, they all add up. Cumulative effect.
I mean, if you care about your friends, your family, your coworkers, it's why wouldn't you want to focus on yourself first?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I have a tendency to kind of feel what other people are feeling.
You have a tendency to put yourself last.
But I mean, I'm not talking about that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about being able to understand how people feel in certain situations. So
okay, yeah.
If I want to improve on that, and if I want to have the people around me in a better, happier state, I have to do that for myself first.
It's hard to be a positive influence if you yourself
I always
are not positive.
I want to be a positive influence
Yeah.
as much as I possibly can for me and for the people around me.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of, yeah. So.
What, are you embarrassed by that?
No. But I'm just realizing, right now, how it's almost like it's my duty because it's what I want most.
What's that?
I want people around me to enjoy the time around me, obviously. Like, why would I want to be a bitch? And why would I want to attract people who are just sad about their lives? I don't want to do that. I want to help them be a better version of themselves. So I have to be a better version of myself before I can even give them any advice. Stop it.
Jeez. Don't look at me and smile. Who are you?
All right, you want to wrap it up?
Do you want to wrap it up?
You go.
Why don't you go?
I said it first.
Yes, you did. All right. I guess that's an abrupt end to the show, but yeah.
Yeah.
Have you made it this far? Way to go.
And I had some rain issues. I don't know if that was...
I don't know if I don't know. I guess we won't figure it out later because it doesn't really matter all that much. But thanks, guys, for being here.
Thanks, guys, for being here.
Little nuggets in there. But anyway, thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. Please like, comment, share down below. We really do. I love it when you guys comment and state your opinion, even if it is different than ours, because then we can start a dialogue and it gets really fun, and because then we can have discussions.
Yep.
I never expect others to do this because I realize people are human and make errors and everything. But the agreement is that if I take anything personal that you write down below, it is on me, not on anybody else. And if you take it personal, it's on you, not on anybody else. But
yeah, he wants you to say mean things.
I'd rather you say mean things than nothing at all.
Cindy said something.
Cindy did. Thanks for a great break in my day. Thanks, Cindy. Really appreciate it. We're going to hop off, and we're going to get to our day, but thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. We'll see you next Tuesday.